Who's playing it?
Alpha's lined up for it.
Yeah, they got Alphonso. But I got 12 seconds. Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan for the CD Championship between St. Alphonsus Arrows and, of course, in the Our Lady of the Lakes, the Lakers. And this proves to be a cliffhanger, barn burner, call it what you will, Elston, because this is going to be a great one. I'm Chris Pavlich, along with my color man, Elston Matlock, here, bringing you today's game. And, Elston, this proves to be a great football game.
Just like the other games before, Chris, it's going to be an exciting afternoon of football here today.
Well, I'll tell you, when you take a look at most of the players that are going to be on this football team, we are going to be watching a young man on the field by the name of Geno Williams, who has gained over 5,000 yards in his career, and certainly is a player that's going to be scoring today.
Impressive young athlete right here, Geno. He had 1,300 yards this year alone, running behind a big experienced line, too. So we're going to have a great game today.
And they're probably going to be keeping it on the ground as well. This could be one of those games like we've seen early on today, and that, of course, is keeping the ball on the ground, ball control.
Ball control, that's exactly what. Alphonsus doesn't throw the ball much anyway this year, and they're going to just pound it down the middle, pound it to the outside.
Let's go down to the field now, and there you see number 2, Geno Williams. He is back on the 10-yard line.
Back deep.
Elsewhere, the Our Lady of the Lakes are lining up to kick it off on their 40. Watch for Williams. He is the man that we are going to be keeping an eye on all afternoon here for you, because he is a young man that has the game-breaking speed and can certainly get it going. Here's the kickoff. We are underway in the CD Championship, and the ball is going to go to number 80, Martin Neege, who tries to get to the outside, gets to the middle of the field, though, and he is out at the 30-yard line. That's where St. Alphonsus will take over.
Our Lady Lakes came down in their lanes today and they closed down on the ball. Excellent pursuit there.
Michael Hall, the ball carrier on that one, as he took the opening kickoff here. We are just underway. The CD-CYO Championship game between the Arrows of St. Alphonsus and the Lakers of Our Lady of the Lakes, Waterford. They're setting their team, of course, and a quarterback will be Joe Wilchelski. 14 TD passes this year. They have one man at the top of your screen. This time, Wilchelski gives the ball to Gilliam. He goes all the way up over the 35-yard line. Geno Williams, the man.
Oh, explosive back. He grabs the ball and go. He hits the hose hard. Cuts right through the middle and he gets to outside. Positive yardage.
A lot of speed, as you mentioned at the outset. 1,300 yards, 22 touchdowns on this season. Call it 2nd and 4, just underway. The coach for Our Lady of the Lakes, Mike Boyd, has set his team here, and this team has brought even the JVs along with them for this one. So if they look like they have more players than anybody else, it's because they do. One man in the backfield. They give it to number 40, Chris Caudle. Caudle gets up to the 40-yard line, call it the 41 before he is brought down.
Caudle, another explosive back for Alphonsus this year. I'm not sure of his stats, but yeah, looks like a powerful runner.
Caudle, a 185-pound senior, is helping lead this football team, St. Alphonsus. And it's interesting to note here, they've been talking about it for most of the day, this is the first time in 20 years that St. Alphonsus has played for the Catholic League Championship, and they even have a number of the veteran Arrows from that 20-year club years ago. They honored them before this football game. They have two men split out wide, they being St. Alphonsus. Wilchelski back to throw, looks downfield, puts it up there to Geno Williams, but it's overthrown. Intercepted by Robin Kennedy. Kennedy's got a block, moves up over the 40, the 45, to the midfield stripe before he is brought down there by Geno Williams. He simply overthrew him. Had Williams coming down in, did a little button hook, had him open just for a minute.
We're going to see this explosive football today. They got Geno going in the passing routes and running the ball. Oh, we're going to have some offense today.
Let's take a look at that interception one more time. You see Wilchelski under center, had plenty of time.
And we see Geno gets behind his defender if the pass was long enough. No, he wasn't.
But of course, Robin Kennedy pulling that down, and Then it was just seeing if anybody could stop him, and Gino Williams was certainly right there. Well, the Our Lady of the Lake setting their football team, and this time it's Kennedy getting the call over the left side up over the midfield stripe. He is down at the 47-yard line before he is brought down. That's going to bring up a second down. We'll call it 7. 9:36 to play in this opening quarter of this CD championship between the Arrows of St. Alphonsus and the Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes.
Let's don't underrate the backs for Our Lady of the Lakes, too. We got number 1, Robin Kennedy, number 12, Neil O'Donnell, and 18, Matt Corey. Awesome backs, too.
Our Lady of the Lakes lines it up. They have one man split wide out to the right in Ben Hillman. I formation in the backfield. Neil O'Donnell in motion. And this time it's going to be right up the middle to the first man there. Number 80, and that of course is McCrory.
Alphonsus defense is swarming to the ball, so they can also come to play today. You know, they play on a lot of emotions, being they haven't been in the championship in 20 years, as you stated.
Third down, and we'll call it 5. Checking in now, and number 20, Sean Dorsey. Checking out, number 62, Norm Wally-Kangas.
I think they added an extra back or a linebacker for a passing down.
Once again, one man split to the left. They have the slot back in formation in the I. Robin Kennedy is the deep back. Quick pitch out to Kennedy. Kennedy's got some room up over the 50, the 45, the 40 before he is brought down after a first down at the 30. They're going to mark it at about the 38-yard line for St. Alphonsus. The Arrows, of course, trying to keep the ball on the ground. They are certainly going to have to keep the ball out of Gino Williams' hands, and there right you see Robin Kennedy.
It's going to be the struggle of the defense today. Both offenses come to play. I guess Gino's going to be impressive today with his stats alone.
Kennedy, a 5'11", 165-pound senior. They're setting it up in the backfield. They, of course, St. Alphonsus. 1 wide receiver and an unbalanced line. This time it's Kennedy getting the ball on the counter, trying to get through. Maybe might get a yard. It depends on the official spot, but I don't think they're going to be that generous here this afternoon. Bring up a second down. May have even lost a half a foot.
That's that defense for Alphonsus, clogging them holes again, stepping up, making a play.
Number 75, Michael Wilson in on that tackle, as number 70, Anthony Anasco. And there's one man you're going to want to watch. 24 tackles and 4 sacks on this season. 7:22, no score here in the CD Championship at the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Ben Hillman is splitting out to the top of your screen. 2 men in the backfield, 1 a deep back in Kennedy. This time the quarterback back to throw. Bobby Humphrey throws it out there. He's got it out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
The ball appeared to be first overthrown, but the receiver put his head down and ran to the ball and made the reception.
That was Casey McClory who picked up that pass, and that is a first down for Waterford.
Once again,
take a look at that play again, Elston. Humphrey
excellent play by McCoskey. He puts his head down and just runs to the ball. For good concentration.
Ball resting on the 21-yard line, just under 7 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Humphrey is the quarterback. He's under center. He has 3 men in the backfield. Balanced line as he looks over that 4-man front for St. Alphonsus. Kennedy gets the call, goes to the outside. Got a man, runs him over, gets over the 15, all the way down to about the 12-yard line. I think that's going to mark it. Check it. They'll mark it at the 14. Second down. We'll call it 3. Well, certainly the Lakes football team knows they have to keep the ball out of Gino Williams' hands, and they're certainly going to do that. There's the left-handed quarterback in Bobby Humphrey. And that young man is a 5'9", 139-pound sophomore. And he is certainly doing the job here in this championship game this afternoon.
Just like Kennedy, he's a small back too, 5'11", 165, but he's getting the job done today.
First man through is McCloskey. He gets over the 10-yard line, fumbles the football.
I think he was down.
But I think the official is right there immediately to call him down. He gets to the 8 before he is hauled down and has some problems. McCrory, the ball carrier. Going to bring a first down for Our Lady of the Lakes, and that, of course, is 1st and goal.
Steve Wandry, number 75, on a recovery.
Mike Boyd, the coach of the Our Lady of the Lakes, he has done a wonderful job with his football team, and certainly has them playing very well. A very young team in many of the skilled positions, specifically at quarterback. No score. We're in the first quarter. This time it's a quick pitch out to Kennedy. He's up over the 10, gets inside of the 5-yard line before he is pulled down right there. Number 40 for St. Alphonsus is right there. Chris Caudle, who also doubles up as the fullback on offense, pulls him down. Robin Kennedy is the senior, 165 pounds. And he is certainly one football player that the Waterford football team is going to be needing if they're going to win this championship here this afternoon. 5:19 in this opening quarter, no score.
Kenny displayed excellent skills on the dipping inside, cutting outside for positive yardage.
2 men in the backfield, Kennedy close, and this time it's on the counter. It's a fumble, the football, and I think Humphrey fell on it. Try to counter with Neil O'Donnell cutting in. The handoff wasn't there, but it's Humphrey falling on the football.
Quick reaction by Humphreys, too, to jump on that ball.
He is quickly hustling over to the sideline to talk to his coach, Mike Boyd, because it is now 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Coach Mike Boyd certainly trying to get some words of encouragement as well as the play in, as now it is a big decision here for Coach Boyd and the Lakers. They're going to split it out with 2 men. Ben Hillman is at the bottom of your screen, but here we have an in-tight picture with 2 men in the backfield. This time Humphrey on the fake, looks into the end zone, flips it out there to McClory. He's got the football, but he's complete at the 2-yard line. Casey McClory catches that one in the flat, gets out of bounds at the 2, and now it's decision time for Coach Mike Boyd and the Waterford football team.
Humphreys shows a lot of poise sitting in that pocket with as a 139-pounder.
Especially as a sophomore. When you look at this young man, there he is talking with Coach Boyd. He's certainly, I'll tell you, Coach Boyd has to have a lot of respect for this young man, as well as a lot of confidence to put him in there. A left-hander and moving to his right, throwing that football. It is 4th down and goal from the 2. 4:14 in the opening quarter. No score.
9 games is a long season for Humphreys, and he went with door to storm.
McClory and Kennedy in the backfield in the I formation. Humphrey under center. O'Donnell in motion. He gets the pitch out to Kennedy. Kennedy gets a block, moves into the 5, but he's brought down there at the 3-yard line. Number 62 for St. Alphonsus, Norm Walikangas, right there on the stop.
Gino Williams on the play, too. He came up as a cornerback out there and closed it down. Good pursuit out there, good contain for Alphonsus.
And, of course, the crowd is on their feet and certainly cheering on that defense that came up with a big play when they needed it early on in this football game. About 4 minutes to play, no score. But now it is St. Alphonsus football at their own 3-yard line. And you're going to see Joe Wilchelski again setting his football team with Gino Williams and Chris Caudle in the backfield. Look for Micah Hull, their big play receiver, as well as J.R. Ledesma. Wilchelski now really cannot afford a mistake here. Need to get that ball out there a little bit so they can get some room. This time it's Williams who's going to get the call up over the left side. He pulls over the 5, 6, 7-yard line before he is brought down. And the official will mark it up the 8. That's a good first down call, Elston.
Exactly. Our Lady Lakes had a good chance to stuff him in the hole and get the momentum back, but I think Alphonsus is going to take the ball right down the field on.
Gino Williams, certainly that young man that we have talked about. When you look at 22 TDs this season alone, you know he is going to be one of the ball carriers.
Oh, he's very emotional. He's getting up after play, just grabbing, he's hitting himself on his head.
Here he goes again, up over the 10, 11, 12-yard line. He had some trouble with the handoff there by Wilchelski, but he's able to hang on to it. Not only hang on to it, but he's also moving his legs as well. We have an official's timeout on the field. 2:57 to play here in this opening quarter. Dearborn, St. Alphonsus, and Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes in the CD championship game. We're going to take a quick timeout for the measurement. There's the offense. Quarterback Wilchelski is certainly going to be right there taking a look at it. I think they've got it. And they do. I can see it from all the way up here at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 12, and that is a big first down. You get that first down when you're pegged deep in your territory, and certainly that is what you can do to kind of open it up just a little bit now.
That's what happens. You get a goal line stand. That's going to pick the whole team morale up, give them a little more incentive to play harder.
You have Cleo Fulgham in the backfield along with Caudle and Gino Williams. And, oh, the whole left side of the St. Alphonsus line moved, and that's going to back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, you don't want that. You just get out to hold, you put yourself back in it, you know.
Tell you, Cleo Fulgham is in the backfield, as you see the officials call. Cleo Fulgham is in the backfield. He is basically a defensive lineman in center, 5'11", 235 pounds. So you know that Caudle and Williams are going to get some kind of blocking when they got a hole.
It's like a Chicago move.
Michael Hall is split out wide to the right. There you see the full house backfield. Williams with the ball, gets up outside, trying to get up over the 10, 11, 12, 15-yard line before he is brought down. Make it now 2nd down, we'll call it 8.
And as you mentioned, Cleo did have a good block back there in the backfield, sped off his man, and went for another blocker. So, you know, this could be beneficial for Alphonsus to have him back there in the backfield.
Gino Williams, of course, as we mentioned at the outset of this program, 5,194 yards in his career, and what a career he's had. Let's take a look at that play again by Williams as he gets it out there.
Let's watch Cleo. One block there, spins off. Missed the second block, but he went downfield to make a third, tried to.
But a 235-pounder blocking and spinning, that's pretty good. This time Williams gets the call again, but he's hit and dropped in the backfield.
Cleo
Right there, number 23 for Our Lady of the Lakes, Ryan Felice, in on that tackle. Oh, what a big hit.
I was kind of understanding how he got 1,300 yards. You put a guard, a lineman in the backfield. It makes the blocking scheme a little more easier.
3rd down, we'll call it 8, as Wilchelski runs over to his coach. Ryan Felice, the senior, 5'9", 170 pounds. Boy, he went in there with reckless abandon, met Mr. Williams right at the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down play.
Let's don't forget, he went through Cleo, too, a 235-pounder.
This time they'll line up with the I formation. Chris Caudle and Gino Williams in the backfield. You've got Micah Hall up to the top of your screen. One man in motion. This time, Wilchelski pitches it out to Williams. Williams gets inside, up over the 10, the 15, the 20-yard line before he is brought down. We'll see where the official is going to be marking this football.
It's going to be close.
22-yard line. That looks about 6 inches short. It's going to depend on the spot here. The official wants to time out to measure this one. Again, as we mentioned earlier, this is the first time in 20 years that St. Alphonsus has been in the Catholic League Championship. And the Alumni Association had invited all of the alumni out from the 20 years ago, as well as all throughout their years. And he is going to be just short as you see the official make that call, bring up a big 4th down call. You make the call, Elston. Do you go for it early on, 30 seconds in the opening quarter?
Well, it's not my game. We got to let Coach Kennedy make that call. Let's see what he does.
I'm going to go for it.
I would, too.
If I'm Coach Kennedy, and there he comes, number 79,
There,
Cleo Fulgham. And of course, Coach Kennedy certainly has his complete confidence. You've got one of the best backs in the state in Gino Williams.
He made this call with no hesitation. Let's go for it, guys. Let's show them why we're here.
Ball's at the 22, and the quarterback keeps it, and he has plenty of it. And that will run out the end of this first quarter with 3 seconds. The official stops the clock to get the ball set. As soon as he gets it down, that's going to run out the end of the first quarter with no score at this CD championship game between the St. Alphonsus Arrows and the Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes. We want to remind you that this telecast is brought to you through the good folks at the Catholic Television Network of Detroit and AVS Sports. 1 quarter of football is in the books. No score here in this 1995 Prep Bowl championship game at the Pontiac Silverdome. But again, St. Alphonsus certainly had a big defensive stand there in the first quarter, Elston. And of course, if you like what you're seeing in some of the defenses, you can get these videotapes. They are available. AVS Sports, 5547 Columbia Road, Columbia, Michigan, 48421. Hey, you can give us a call. Spend the 20 cents, 810-793-8889. And of course, you will be able to see Elston and Chris Pavlich all day long at home. Calling some great high school football. 12 minutes up on the clock now. It is 1st and 10. The ball's on the 24-yard line when we return. And there, of course, is the St. Alphonsus Arrows with their coach. And you talk about emotion. You talk about a team that wants to win it for the alumni that are here from 20 years ago. You know, certainly.
It didn't take much of a locker room speech to get them ready to play today, would it, Chris?
I'll tell you, they were out on this field for most of the warm-up time. We saw the Waterford football team go into the tunnel. And of course, they took off. Let's take a look at today's officials, the men who get paid the big bucks to be here. Mike Hessen, Pat Coffey, Joe Marcinkowski, Mike Zilli, and Gary Jenkins. Certainly doing a fine job on this field already in the opening quarter this afternoon. The ball's on the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. St. Alphonsus, as we said, setting their football team with quarterback Joe Wilchelski at quarterback, Gino Williams and Chris Caudill in backfield. And when they split out, they'll have Pat Kavanaugh, Micah Hall, and J.R. Ledesma. Setting it up this time with one man in the backfield. It's on the counter play to Williams. Williams up over the 25, bowls his way up over the 30 to the 34. They'll mark it at the 35 where he is down. Could have a first down. We'll see where the official is going to be spotting it.
It appears like Williams is just starting to get warmed up. The more he carries the ball, the more yardage he's going to get.
Well, you know he's a back that certainly wants the work. It is a first down as they mark it at the 35-yard line. Just underway here in the second quarter. No score.
Appears to me that they're just filling out Alphonsus. Oh, not Alphonsus. Our Lady of the Lakes defense. They see what kind of formations they're coming up in, what their down linemen going to do, and their OLBs, what they're giving them.
Number 25, that's J.R. Ledesma split out. This time, Wilchelski going to hand off to Gino Williams. He gets a block up over the 40, makes a move at the 45-yard line, rolls his way over to the 47 before he is brought down. And I'll tell you, Gino Williams is going to get the football today. He's certainly going to continue it.
Our Lady has 7 guys up front on the line of scrimmage, and he still seem to get outside of them.
1st and 10, the ball's on the 47. Here's that play again.
7 men up front with a lead blocker.
Chris Caudill got the big lead block there as he sprung Gino Williams as he got over. And you see how he stretches out as well to get those couple of extra yards. 1st and 10, the ball's on the 47, 10:54 here in the first half. Wilchelski under center, Caudill and Williams in the backfield. This time it's a quick pitch out to Williams. Williams gets inside up over the 45. Tries to get to the 50, he does. Bowls over 2 tacklers at the 45 into St. Alphonsus territory. Check that into the Waterford territory at the 44. That, of course, is a big, big season for Gino Williams. 22 touchdowns and 1,300 yards as well. I'll tell you, that young man is doing a fine job and getting a well-deserved rest as he quickly gets over there to the bench.
I'm sure he'll be right back in the game. Just going to catch his breather. He's been running the ball for the last 3 plays, getting positive yardage, 10 yards per watt.
I think he's just a little winded right now. He's had an awful lot of work, and he is running very, very hard. 2nd down, we'll call it 1.
Let's see what the backup back does.
Wilchelski under center this time, gives it to Caudill, the first man through. He's going to get the first down as he bowls his way to about the 42-yard line before he is brought down. Clock now ticks under 10 minutes to go in this opening half. Number 75 right there for Our Lady of the Lakes. Steve Wandry in there on the tackle as well. Another first down for the Arrows of St. Alphonsus as they once again moving this football, but they need to certainly put some points on the board. Wilchelski, as well as Micah Hall and number 20, Sean Dorsey, all checking in after talking to their coach, Dick Kennedy.
Let's give credit to the line for Alphonsus. They got a senior line here with a lot of experience. They're making big plays out there too, open up big holes.
Wilchelski is going to give the ball to number 20, and that of course is Sean Dorsey, the backup tailback. He might get a yard if the officials are generous today.
Have you noticed Gino don't sit on that bench too long getting his rest? He's back out in the game again.
He is back out and ready to do some work. There's that defense of the Our Lady of the Lakes. They're certainly tired chasing Gino Williams down and certainly facing that tough senior line. 2nd down and 10, they gave him absolutely nothing, maybe 3 inches if he was lucky.
Our Lady of the Lakes should move the tackles out just a wee bit, clog up the outside just to make it a little harder to get out there.
And what do you know, a pitch to Gino Williams. He's caught in the backfield, but eludes a tackler up over the 45 to the 42-yard line. Number 36, Dave Comerford, had him in the backfield, but Gino Williams does not look like a big back. He's only 5'7", 150 pounds, but he simply threw him right off.
Didn't wrap up, and that's basic fundamental football. You have to hit, wrap up, and make the play, execute. Here it
Let's
is
take
again.
a look at that again.
Good penetration by Conway.
Watch him move. He just kind of throws him off to his side and makes his way, picks up a couple of yards. We have a timeout in the action now. And there he is, Gino Williams. I'll tell you what a young man he is out there today. He is hustling, he is tired, but I can tell you he is not going to be giving up 1 minute. And then, of course, you go to the other side of the field with the Waterford football team, and they're asking their coach, how do we stop this young man?
Well, you're there, you just got to execute. You get your hands on him, you got to wrap up and make the play.
8:16 to play in the opening half here of this CD championship football game. No score. The Arrows finished their season at 7-1. They were able to get here by, of course, their undefeated league play. And so they have been working to get to this spot. And certainly their fans do not want to be disappointed as the fans have packed the Silverdome. And what a great place to play here at the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. The same place where the big boys play each and every Sunday.
Arrows think they're long overdue for a championship. And Chris, they're going to give all out today. They're going to go 150%.
Well, right now it is 3rd down. We'll call it 9 at the 42-yard line. Once again, this drive stalled, and it stalled with Geno Williams on the bench. You may remember Elston. He had to come out for a quick breather. A couple of plays, they picked up absolutely nothing. And now it brings up a big 3rd down situation. Look for Micah Hull here in this situation, the wide receiver. He and J.R. Ledesma now split down to the bottom of your screen. 3rd and 9. Unbalanced line now. Ledesma in motion. This time he rolls right. Wilchelski pitches it out to Geno Williams, but he is going to get maybe a yard before he is brought down. And I think you're right, Elston. They're bringing them out a little bit, they being their defense.
That's what you have to do. You got a good back like Geno just pounding in the middle. You notice he was running the ball off tackle. So you're going to put your tackles right in the gaps to make it a little harder for him to get out there because he's not going to turn it back inside. He's a small back. He's going to try to take it outside.
Neil O'Donnell, the big man on that tackle. Here's that play again, the quick pitch out there, and everybody was right there. O'Donnell as well as number 23, Ryan Felice, ready to make that stop.
Yeah, our Lady Lakes tackles now, they finally using their technique to their advantage. They used the swim technique on that play, made it through the line, and you got your D-ends that came up and made the play, contained it inside. 4th
down, and we'll call it 10 from the 43. St. Alphonsus is going for it. This time it's rolling it out. It's a quick pitch on the reverse to number 80, Micah Hall. He's got the 40, the 35, making his move. I think he's got a 1st down depending on where they mark it. Micah Hall, the wide receiver, coming in from the wide receiver position, picking up the pitch from Wilchelski, makes a move to the middle of the field, and the St. Alphonsus crowd certainly on their feet and getting ready for this one because they have a big 1st down into Waterford territory at the 33-yard line.
I was watching the warm-ups, and they have a punter out there. I don't understand.
Let's take a look at that play again. You'll see Wilchelski, the quarterback, come in motion. There's the pitch. Hull, of course, had some good blocking and certainly right in the middle of the field. Boy, he went right to the heart of that Waterford Our Lady of the Lake defense. Caudle and Geno Williams in the backfield. Williams will get the call right up the middle. He's tripped up just as he gets to the line. They're going to mark it at about the 31-yard line.
Our Lady Lakes seem to settle down out there. They got the D-lines making plays now. They penetrating, they blocking out, getting off their blocks and finding the ball carrier, making the plays.
I'll tell you, Geno Williams tripped up through that hole, and it looks as if that defense of Our Lady of the Lakes certainly getting a hand on him as he gets through, and that's all they need to do.
Yeah, you start with a hand, then you start with the shoulder pad, then you execute with putting him on his back.
Number 25, J.R. Ledesma, checking in with the quarterback, Joe Wilchelski. And this young man can throw as well. 14 TDs in his season, passing TDs. And he has a couple of receivers now at the bottom of your screen. Wilchelski looking over the defense. This time he's going to give it to Caudle, the first man through. He bowls up over the 30, and he is going to be brought down right there with a lot of help. Number 75, Steve Wandry, in on that tackle. You see Ryan Felice as well.
Pre-game interview, Coach Keeney did say he's going to pound the ball. He's not too confident in his passing game. So with 14 TDs, I don't understand why he shouldn't be.
Well, I'll tell you, Ryan Felice certainly made a stop there at the beginning. Let's take a look at that again. Here's Wilchelski giving the ball to Caudle, and right there, what a big, big hit by Ryan Felice as he certainly came right in there and drilled him. It makes it a 3rd down. We're going to call it 8. Ball's at the 30-yard line. Wilchelski under center, Caudle the lone back. This time he's going to give it to Geno Williams. He's got some running room. 20, 15, 10, put it away, touchdown! St. Alphonsus. Boy, what a big, big play, and I'll tell you, you could almost see it coming. Once again, you could see Geno Williams coming from that slot back. He came flying over, and he immediately just broke right up that right side, and he is in from 30 yards. Geno Williams, the big, big back from St. Alphonsus, has picked up one of the big, big touchdowns here, and they're on top 6-0. What a great play.
Oh, yeah, he had a big hole open there. He took advantage. He exploded through the line, and he executed and went down for a score.
Pat Cavanaugh will be attempting the extra point. 6-0, just over 5 minutes to play here in the first half. There's the snap, spotted, kicked. It's end over end, and it is good. And the man in the white hat comes over, gets the signal. There are the hands, and just like that, with 5:09 remaining here in the first half, it is, of course, St. Alphonsus 7, Our Lady Waterford of the Lakes.
I think
nothing.
Our Lady's Lakes got a little last days ago. They let Gino just relax back there and they took advantage of it.
I'll tell you, it was a great, great play. Gino Williams, of course, again, as you mentioned, coming in from the slot back, zipped around and picked up that play from the quarterback, and that was fantastic. And there's that St. Alphonsus team. And now, of course, you're looking at Coach, the coach for Catholic League, Coach Boyd, and he's got to wonder how he's going to stop Gino Williams, because once again, it was a play that he did extremely well, and there's just no stopping that.
You're going to have to isolate one man for Gino. I guess I take my best athlete and say, you are assigned to Gino. This is your duties. You don't let him outside you, inside you. You stay with him all day.
Ball is at the 40-yard line. They're getting set to kick it off. They, of course, Pat Kavanaugh. We have the guys deep to receive this kick at the 15-yard line. You, of course, will see Casey McClory. He did a lot of work for Our Lady Waterford of the Lakes. And they are getting set. 5:09 to play here in the opening half. And there's the kickoff. It's short. It bounces to 25, picked up at the 24-yard line. And there he goes to the outside, number 17. And he is Greg Alvis. And he gets out at about the 43-yard line.
If it wasn't for a shoestring tackle, he would have been all the way.
I'll tell you, he picked it up short, and he came up with a big, big run back. Let's take a look at the touchdown if we have an opportunity one more time with 4:56 to play. Here it is one more time. There he is, Gino Williams. Look at the moves, and he just left one man in his tracks, and then it was just pay dirt all the way into the end zone.
What happened was the defense went with the first back going to the opposite play side. They went with flow. Gino gets the ball going back the opposite way. Big hole, he scores.
Well, I'll tell you, Gino Williams, touchdown number 23, and there's a timeout in the action. The Arrows of St. Alphonsus taking this timeout with 4:40 to play in the opening half. And I'll tell you, that's one thing you don't want to do, Elston, when you get a touchdown, is give the other football team great field position. A short kick, and now the ball is at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, give them a chance to get right back in the game. Yes, you want to do. You want to stick them down when you got them down low. You got the morale down on. You want to put them deep in the back in the field.
It's going to be 1st and 10. And again, if you're catching all of this action and you want a copy of this tape, you can certainly get a hold of the good folks at the AVS Sports in Columbiaville, Michigan, and they will be able to certainly get you all of the information that you need. You can give them a call at 810-793-8889, as some of these folks who are in the stands may want a copy of that tape and certainly have an opportunity. And they are having a great, great time here at the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. The 1995 Prep Bowl is here. And I'll tell you, the members of the Knights of Columbus, as well as cheerleaders, and so many folks out here and enjoying the pregame festivities as well as it continues. The Lakers now getting set in their offense, and when they set their offense, Robin Kennedy is one of the running backs, along with Greg Alvis, and of course Bobby Humphrey is their quarterback. This time it's given to Kennedy. Bolts through that right side, up over the midfield stripe, all the way down into St. Alphonsus territory at the 45-yard line, a first down.
That's exactly what we're talking about. You don't want to give them that great field position because they're going to go right down the field real quick, get right back in the game today.
And that's going to let the Laker fans certainly get something to cheer about here. They mark it at about the other side of the 45, just outside the 46. Let's take a look at that big run again, Elston. There goes Kennedy, certainly just blew it up that right side, and there was no stopping.
Didn't have much to work with. He picked the seam and went for it.
This time it's Kennedy again, caught in the backfield and hit and dropped right there by number 75, Michael Wilson, one of those men in there. And they're getting maybe a half a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down. We'll call it a long 9.
Kenny's going to get a lot of work here today, just like Gino.
3:50 to play here in the first half. It's 7-0. The Arrows are on top of the Lakers. Casey McClory now lined up in the fullback position. Robin Kennedy in the tailback. And of course the quarterback, Bobby Humphrey under center. This time, first man through. He's going to pick up a couple of yards before he is brought down.
Alphonsus started to pick up the pace. They're starting to hit, doing a little more hitting out there. They're stopping them on the line of scrimmage. And you're getting 2 or 3 ball carriers, 2 or 3 defenders on the ball.
Third down, we'll call it about 6. And of course, the Our Lady team certainly trying to keep their football team up, their offense going. Humphrey under center now. This time he's going to go back to throw. Looks downfield to his right, throws it. It's caught right there by number 24, Ben Hillman, who reached up there, made the grab down at the 30-yard line. What a big, big catch for number 24, Ben Hillman.
That's right. If you can't run the ball, you got to go up top. I guess you got to take what the defense is giving.
Boy, that is a big, big play right there. Let's take a look at that play one more time. As Humphrey goes back to throw, throws it up just high enough that Hillman can get up there and reach it. And that is a Laker first down.
He put it right in the way he had to put it for a reception there.
Again, Humphrey setting his football team.
Had an unbalanced line.
This time he is going to give it to his first man. That, of course, is McClory. He's trying to cut inside, cut outside, get a couple of breaks. Gets up over the 25 to the 22-yard line before he is hit and dropped right there by number 80, Micah Hall.
Could have been stopped in the backfield, but I guess his great determination to be a competitor, he kept on pushing.
Bringing up a second down. We're going to call it 3. Quickly, Humphrey ran over to his coach to get some words and wanting to know what play to call next. Mike Boyd giving him the play, and rest assured, Mr. Kennedy may be getting the football down deep here. Second down. Humphrey this time giving it on the counter to number 12. That is Neil O'Donnell, who makes his way to the 20, call it the 19-yard line before he is brought down.
Like Our Lady Lake's trying to set him up for a big play. If you notice, Kennedy was like a decoy. He was waiting for a pitch, but they gave it to the dive man. Look for something to get to the outside with Kennedy.
Coach Mike Boyd now once again setting the play into Humphrey. We're going to have an official timeout onto the field. I think they're going to take a look and measure this. Well, Elston, here's the call from way up here. Do you think he made it?
Looks like he did. It got a left foot spot. Looks like it's going to be big enough.
As we take a look, and they put it down. We'll wait for the official word. Boy, it is so close. They've got to get down there, and the official's going to give them to it. Elston, that's why they pay you the big bucks.
I'm still a novice at this game.
The ball's 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line.
My own personal coaching experience, if they place it with the left foot, it's going to be shorter than the right.
It's going to be Bobby Humphrey now setting his football team. They are down 7-0, but they are moving. Casey McClory in the backfield with Kennedy. 2 men split out to the right. This time Humphrey's going to go on the option. Pitch it out to Kennedy. He gets some room up over the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Our Lady of the Lakes.
You can see it coming, Chris. They ran that same option, gave it to the dive just to see what the DN would do. And he bid for it, he brought down. That means they're wide open for the next time you run it. You pitch it out to your pitch back, and he's going to score.
I'll tell you, Robin Kennedy, and there's the Laker crowd on their feet. Robin Kennedy knew when he got that football, it was just a matter of getting to the outside, and the Laker fans have something big, big, big to cheer about. With 1:21 here in this first half, they are down by 1 point, but Kevin Dick is attempting to tie this football game up. The snap, the spot, it's kicked, it's end over end, and it is good. And just like that, with 1:21 to play in the first half, it is the Arrows of St. Alphonsus 7, Lakers of Our Lady of the Lake 7, and this is going to be a big, big finish to this Class CD championship football game, and we still have another half of football to play, but we talked about this football game going to be a tough one.
Yes, it is. When you're going against a good team that can run the option, you got 3 possibilities. You give it to the dive man, quarterback keeps it, or you can kick it out for the pitch, and you got to defend against 3 different options.
Well, now the big thing is, can the Lakers of Waterford stop Geno Williams?
It's going to be tough.
Let's take a look at that touchdown one more time here. As you see Kennedy get that pitch, and look, there's not a man within 5-10 yards of him.
What happened is everybody goes for the dive man. That sucks in the linebacker, that sucks in your corner, and like I say, the DN, he was reading the QB, and QB read him. He didn't want to play catch and mouse, kicked it out to the pitcher man. No one's left because your corner committed to the run.
1:21 to play here in the first half. It's going to be Geno Williams and Micah Hall deep. As you see the big lion in the middle of the Pontiac Stadium. And there he is, Geno Williams, as the kick is on its way, and it's going to be picked up there. It's going to hit it about the 10-yard line and take a nice bounce, but it's picked up by Micah Hall. He's in the 10-yard line, trying to get outside as he works his way to the 15, call it the 16, where he is brought down. And I'll tell you, that was a boot by Mike Compton to get that ball back there.
I guess momentum is swifting to the Our Lady of the Lake side of the field right now. That's what I mean. You want to score right on, then you want to get them in bad field position, get a good kickoff with a kickoff time, and put them down deep.
Well, there's the defense of Our Lady of the Lakes, and they are getting set with their football team, and they have one mission: stop Gino Williams. That's what they're going to be. Joe Wilchelski, though, can throw the football as well. We have still been waiting for that. J.R. Ledesma is going to be split down to the bottom of your screen. 7-7 the score here in the second quarter, and we have a quick officials timeout. Looks like an equipment timeout. Number 24, Ben Hillman down there has a little helmet problem. 1:49 to play, and you see him getting things taken care of.
Going to the pro set, you may get your wish, Chris. I think they may go up top.
It's Caudle and Gino Williams in the backfield. Micah Hall is split out wide, and this time Williams gets the ball up over the 15. Look at him at the 20, 25-yard line, 26 before he is brought down, and that is going to be close to another St. Alphonsus first down as the clock continues to tick now with 35 seconds.
He's attacking the zero hole as well as the off-tackle plays. It's like they had gotten passing formation and give it to Gino.
And of course the players running over to the sideline. 27 seconds. St. Alphonsus only has one timeout in this half. The game is tied at 7. Hull is split up to the top of your screen. Number 34, James Rios as well. But this time he gives the ball to Gino Williams. He tries to get some running room. Gets down at about the 28-yard line. It's going to bring up second down. 9 seconds on the clock. 8, 7, and finally a St. Alphonsus timeout. I think that's going to give him one big shot to throw it down the field. And there you see number 12, Neil O'Donnell, who has been working not only on offense, but certainly on defense, as they're going to head over to the sideline here during this timeout and get some words. But now you're coming over to the St. Alphonsus side of the field, and they've got to wonder two things. One, are they going to give the ball to Gino Williams? Or two, are they going to try to get it down the field and see if they can shake and bake a little bit and maybe get an extra touchdown before this half is over?
Well, I would try to prevent for both. I would try to set a play, get my linebackers just to focus on Gino and get my DBs deep enough in case they do want to go deep.
The ball is resting on the 28-yard line, second down and 8. Really all academic in terms of how far to go. They have to get a touchdown if they want anything out of this half. It's been a tightly contested first half here in this CD championship football game. 7-7 the score. Just seconds left in this, the second quarter. Again, this is brought to you by the Catholic Television Network of Detroit and AVS Sports.
That's exactly what the Lakers do. They put four corners back, 2 safeties and 2 corners.
Wilchelski, the quarterback, this time he is going to go back to throw. A flag on the play, throws it downfield, and it falls incomplete. Stone there by the referee with 1 second to play. We'll see. It's going to be offsides, I believe, against St. Alphonsus. So there's still going to be 1 second to go here in this football game. Maybe time to get one more play. Well, there will be time to get one more play off. Check that, illegal procedure.
I think they may just nail the ball down and just go get ready for preparation for the second half.
1 second on the clock. The game is tied at 7 here in the first half. Wilchelski, the quarterback, he's got Micah Hall and J.R. Ledesma. They are 2 dangerous wide receivers. Wilchelski now looking over the front, and he goes down to one knee, and that time expires on the first half.
That's
with
exactly
the score 7-7, and we have 24 minutes of football to play to decide this Catholic League CD championship, and it's going to remain to be seen just who could come out on top of this, because both clubs, Elston, are playing tremendous football.
Exactly. Offenses are moving the ball. They're sustaining the drive. They're making the defense have to worry about them. It's going to be a defensive struggle who's going to prevent having a loss today.
Well, of course, we'll be going to be keeping an eye on Gino Williams in the second half, as well as Robin Kennedy for the Lakers. Both of those teams, both of those 2 men with the touchdowns at the 7-7 score. Gino Williams, of course, had a 30-yard run, and of course it was Robin Kennedy's 15-yard run. That puts the score at the end of the first half. Waterford, Our Lady of the Lake 7, and St. Alphonsus Arrow 7. We'll be back right after this. Pontiac, Michigan, where at halftime it is the Arrows of St. Alphonse tied with the Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes 7-7 as we get set to start the third quarter. And I'll tell you, it is a cold one here in the Pontiac Silverdome. So cold that my partner Elston has put on the winter jacket.
Well, you know, I'm from the southern states. Got a little breeze up here for an indoor stadium.
I'll tell you, but it hasn't been cold on the field for Geno Williams. 106 yards. The young man is picking up right where he left off during the start of the season. A 30-yard touchdown run. And then on the other side of the ball for the Lakers, Robin Kennedy picks up 54 yards on the ground, including a 19-yard touchdown run that was set up basically off of the ground game.
I'm looking for an excellent second half to see who can determine who's going to be the winner of this CDG championship here. We got both teams coming out to play. A lot of emotion, a lot of spirit, a lot of good hitting, and like you say, individual play was setting the factor of this game today.
Well, I guess the big key is now, what do you do if you're Our Lady of the Lakes? You know that you've got to stop Geno Williams. You've got to play your defense toward that, and not only that, but you've got to somehow do the offense as well.
Well, like exactly like you say, you stop Geno, you got a good chance of winning this game. Geno is the key. Your down lineman is not doing that bad. You got the containment, which is keeping Geno kind of limited yardage. I'm not sure what his average per game is, but he's doing an excellent job with 15 carries, 106 yards, but you still got to make the plays on Geno.
He's picking up 7 yards a carry. All you have to do is ask, I've got this computer mind, Elston, and it immediately works it out. But I'll tell you, he has been playing extremely well. And on the other ones, you also have Casey McClory, check that, with 15 yards as well. And also Micah Hall has 11 yards. And the other running back for St. Alphonsus, Chris Caudle, has 6 yards. So they've been doing it on the ground. When you take a look at the halftime statistics, they have 125 yards rushing, they being the Arrows. The Lakers with 67. No yards passing for the Arrows, but 37 for the Laker football team.
Yeah, the ball control is just going to be a factor. Now you want to do is just contain the clock. I wouldn't use my opponent as being the other team. My opponent would be the clock. Put the ball in Geno's hands, sustain a good drive, and hopefully get a score, 3 points or 6 points, whatever it may be.
The Lakers leading in controlling the football right now at 12 minutes 39 seconds of the first half. The Arrows with 11:21. Now there are some of the fans that have been enjoying this football game, and I'll tell you, the cheerleaders are probably a little cold as well, and anybody else who wore shorts instead of pants today.
Oh yeah, in this indoor arena, it's surprising. It's warmer outside.
They're the officials, and they are probably getting set and talking it over on what they're going to be doing after tonight's football game, after they crown the champ. I've always wondered what they talk about in those huddles. I mean, I wonder if they're talking about the game, maybe they're talking about something else. You always tend to wonder a little bit, unless you're right down there on the field.
I guarantee you, they're talking about how come they didn't bring their long sleeve shirts, their Lon John underwear.
There you see the Our Lady of the Lakes warming up, getting things stretched out a little bit, specifically on this field as well. And there is the St. Alphonsus Arrows, who have played a good first half. For having been here in 20 years, they are certainly representing themselves well, and certainly their fans are happy as they cheered them on as they came onto the field. And there's their head coach right there, Dick Kennedy. He has led this football team hopefully to the promised land here. He has 24 minutes to do it, and as they put 12 minutes on the clock to begin this third quarter. Here's, I'll tell you, the first half rushing, St. Alphonsus really doing the job. 126 yards, Waterford 72, but Waterford still has had the ball longer at 12 minutes.
Yeah, they can say the drive. The big yardage they have is, like we say from Alphonsus, it's Geno. He's getting the ball in his hands, and he's getting big 7, 8, 15 yards per carry. That's going to accumulate to big yardage. On the other hand, we got our Ladies of the Lakes, who's just sustaining long drives, 13, 16 play drives, and running the clock, but not getting a lot of points. They have managed to score, get the game tied, but you're going to have to get more points up there.
Well, I'll tell you, you've got to remember that Our Lady of the Lakes had a great drive to tie this football game, which was a big drive. And that was what really got them back into this football game. It's 7-7 here as we get set to start the third quarter. It will be the Arrows kicking it off to the Lakers. Sitting back now for the Our Lady of the Lakes, Casey McClory is back. He is on the 15. Also, Robin Kennedy is deep. And there's the kickoff. It's going to be picked up there by McClory at the 15. He gets over the 20, the 25, the 30, right up the middle of the field, makes a spin all the way down to the 40-yard line before he is brought down right there by Steve Wandry. It's 1st and 10, and there are the kids coming off the field.
They forgot about us. Oh, okay.
Number 20, Jeff Hess, coming off. We are just underway here in this third quarter. Game is tied at 7. Coach Mike Kennedy, or Dick Kennedy, check that, setting his football team. But right now, it is Bobby Humphrey, the quarterback. He's looking over that defense. This time it's going to be handed right up there to Kennedy, up over the 45, 46, 47-yard line before he is brought down. A good first down gain. Picks up maybe, call it 6.5, maybe 7. Kennedy was averaging 5.3 a carry in the first half, Elston.
That's pretty good for Kennedy. You know, he's been averaging, I'm not sure what his stats are for the year, but he's running hard. He's got a motive, a reason to be here today. He wants to win a championship, and he's displaying it on the field. 2nd down and 4. The defense of St. Alphonsus has to figure out a way to stop Robin Kennedy. Otherwise, we could be here all afternoon, may even go into overtime. Who knows? Humphrey under center this time. He gives the ball on the counter there. And he is going to pick up maybe a yard or 2. Neil O'Donnell, the ball carrier, then coming in from that split back position. That's another thing our ladies have to do. They got to get the ball in other people's hands. You know, use Kennedy also as a decoy. That'll open up the other part of your running game and also your passing game. Zoltan McSai looking over to the sideline, getting the defensive call. 3rd down, we're going to call it 2 here for Our Lady of the Lakes. Humphrey now setting his football team. He has 3 men in the backfield, basically a 2 tight end balance line offense. 3rd and 2 as he sets his team. O'Donnell comes in motion. This time it's going to be Kennedy. He gets it up over the 45, cuts it over the midfield stripe. He's got some running room up over the 45 into Alphonsus territory at the 42-yard line before he is brought down. A big run right there by Robin Kennedy. I think our ladies picked up the blitz by Alphonsus that time, and they went to opposite of where the blitz was coming from. Let's take a look at that play again one more time. They had the man in motion, and here comes Kennedy. Can't see it by the replay, but we had a blitz by Gino coming from the opposite play side back there. I'll tell you, interesting, the man had Kennedy short of the 1st down, but of course he didn't wrap him up. Kennedy, the 5'11 senior, doing the job in the backfield now for the Lakers. This time it's going to be given to Kennedy right up the right side, up over the 40, cuts into the 37-yard line before he is brought down right there. That's another good thing. If you notice down there, you got Alphonsus moving the ball. You break through the line of scrimmage, you got your down lineman blocking downfield 5 or 6 yards, cut back against him, and there'll be positive yardage there. 2nd down, we'll call it 6. The ball is resting on the 38-yard line as the defense now of the Arrows needs to pick it up a notch, needs to stop that big 1st down play when they're getting 5-6 yards a crack. Otherwise, it could spell a disaster for them here later on in the 3rd quarter. You see O'Donnell now in the flanker position. They need to move Gino back just a couple yards so he don't get sucked up on the inside. Here's the first man through. That's Casey. Casey is going to be caught in the backfield, and he is going to be hit and dropped right there. Casey McClory had it, never had a chance. You see a whole host right there of Arrow defenders. Number 75 was right there on the play. That, of course, is Michael Wilson. He was all over that play as soon as it developed. Let's take a look at that again. That's your big play guy for Alphonsus. Here's Humphrey again. And you can see the initial hit right there by number 68. And that, of course, is 66, Adam Spalding. And that was a big hit inside, and that sent McClory backwards, and he never, ever recovered. 3rd down, we will call it 11. The Lakers setting it up. They have a strange formation out there. Now it's pitched back there to McClory. He looks downfield. He throws it down there, but it's going to fall incomplete into the hands Didn't have much time.
Dick Kennedy. And you saw, of course, Gino Williams come over and give his coach a hug. Nice interception, coach. That's the way to stop the drive. Alphonsus picked that play, knew exactly what play it was. They had that play scouted out from beginning to end. There's the coach right there, Dick Kennedy. Boy, he looked good on that. All he needed to do was break up field and gain about 20 yards on that play, and everybody would have been happy. It's going to bring up a 4th down. Will Caudle 11.
Coach is pretty big. He probably got a little more yards than that.
Number 24, Ben Hillman, going to be punting. He'll be standing around his own 44-yard line. Back is, of course, it's a fake punt. And there goes McClory. He's looking to the outside to throw the ball. He's got to get some room, and he dives for the 1st down. There's a flag on the play.
I don't think he got it.
I don't think he got it, but it'll be interesting to see what the flag is. Is it a clip or perhaps a defensive foul? Let's take a look at the official.
Well, if you notice on that play there, Chris, you had the quarterback lining up right behind the ball with the punter right behind him. So I would have not even took a chance worrying about them putting the ball.
Well, it's the penalty is going to go against Our Lady of the Lakes.
Oh, that's going to set them back. They're going to have to punt now.
Well, that was 4th down, so that's going to do it. It was a clip against Our Lady of the Lakes. It is declined, and it's going to be St. Alphonsus football at their own 32-yard line. And I'll tell you, you take away that penalty and look at how close they came to getting that 1st down.
Good play, good pick.
I don't know if we can have a chance to take a look at that play again before the next series of downs here by St. Alphonsus, but you saw the punt. And then, of course, you saw McClory looking out to his left. He was rolling left, looking downfield, but it just never developed. You got to credit the St. Alphonsus defense for covering everybody and making sure that nobody was open. So now Joe Wilchelski will set his football team, the Arrows of St. Alphonsus, and he's going to give the ball to Gino Williams. He's got to move up over the 35, the 40, the 45, to the middle of the field, the midfield strike, 40, 35. He's going to the corner of the end zone, 30, 25, 20, pulled down right there by number 12, Neil O'Donnell, as he goes out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
Boy, that's going to increase his yardage, the total yards for today.
Oh my, and that has all of the Arrow fans on their feet and cheering loudly, and what a couple of moves he made, especially at the midfield stripe.
Gino looked pretty good. The only thing he didn't have was breakaway speed to get in the end zone, but he does explode through the hole. He does read his blocks very good.
And look at the balance by the young man.
That's what right there, he got a breakaway speed, he could have scored.
Well, he only ran 60 yards to get there.
Really, all 75 because he did east to west a little bit.
The ball is resting on the 18-yard line. 1st and 10, 7:06 to play here in this 3rd quarter. We are all tied at 7. This time at number 20, Sean Dorsey going to get the call. He runs right up over the right side. Might have gotten a yard out of it. They may give him 2 before it's all said and done. What a great, great play there for the Arrows. And whenever they need a big play, I'll tell you, Gino Williams always comes up with it.
Yes, he does. He's a big play guy. He's back in the ball game right now.
He's checking in along with number 80, Micah Hall. Those are 2 big play guys, and there he is, number 20, Sean Dorsey, coming off of the field. The young man is a 5'6", 175-pound senior in Dorsey, doing the job out there on the field as well, giving Gino Williams a rest.
That's a pretty stocky guy. He's able to run over somebody.
This time he's going to swing it out the fade to the corner to Hall. It's knocked away. A beautiful play by Robin Kennedy. Hall was going to the fade in the corner of the end zone. He was open. Looked like he had a sure 6 points, but Kennedy comes up with a big, big play in the corner of the end zone to keep the Arrows out of it.
Lucky for Alphonsus did. Kennedy just knocked it down. He could have picked it off, but there was no one there to stop him. He could have went the distance.
What a great play by Robin Kennedy. Here's that play again.
Good cut.
Here it is. Look at that tip away by Robin Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. If he'd have tipped it up to himself, he'd have caught it, and it would have went the distance, as I say. There was no one there to stop him.
What a great, great play by Kennedy, who's doing it on both sides of the ball here this afternoon. Once again, you have Cleo Fulgham in the backfield, as well as Chris Caudle and Gino Williams. And this time it's the pitch out to Williams. He's got some problems in the backfield. Tries to go through the 20-yard line all the way down to the 16 before he is brought down. And that now is going to bring up, or that was 4th down.
That quick pitch didn't help him that time. Oh, Our Lady of the Lakes wasn't fooled at all. They had the corners out there. The OLB came up, and the linebackers shuffled down and made the play.
5:47 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Check that. It's 4th down now. We're going to call it 9. The ball is resting on the 17-yard line. And they are going to try a field goal. Number 88, Patrick Cavanaugh, 29-yard field goal, is going to try to put it through the uprights.
You got to get some points when you're down that close, Chris. You got to get some points on the board.
And I'll tell you, he's going to have a tough angle as he is on the far hash mark. It's snapped, it's spotted, it's kicked, it's got the distance. Is it straight enough? It is good. A 29-yard field goal by Patrick Cavanaugh.
We got a game here, Chris. This is going to be a good game. It's going to be a good finish today.
And it is 10-7 now with 5:16 to play here in the third quarter. The Arrows are on top. And that was a tough angle for this kid from the far hash mark.
Oh, yeah. One thing he didn't do, he didn't lift his head. He kept his head down. He concentrated. He put his foot right where he had to be on the ball, and he made it.
10-7, St. Alphonsus is on top. And they did so on that big run by Gino Williams, who got him down there deep. But you've got to credit the Laker defense, because they really came up with some big plays when they needed it. And there, of course, the head coach, Dick Kennedy, from St. Alphonsus. He's got to be disappointed, but then again, he's got to be happy that they are coming away with something, at least 3 points in this. Check that. It is not Dick Kennedy. It is... There's Dick Kennedy right there.
I'm sure he's not disappointed. As long as you get down and get some points on the board, that's what counts. You want to run the clock down and get some points.
5:16 remaining here in the third quarter. 10-7, the Arrows are on top. Taking a look at their deep men once again. They're going to set up with Kennedy as well as Casey McClory. And they have been getting some good field position off the kickoffs. This one, the kickoff goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It was not a good kick at all. When you take a look at the first half return yards, Waterford with 20, St. Alphonsus with nothing. But Waterford really has come up with some big yardage when they have needed it on the return. That's going to send a flag up in the air. Will they take it at the 35-yard line? Probably not, because Waterford has always, as we just saw the stat, coming up with some big return yards, and they may indeed go and certainly not take the penalty and back them up a little bit. Don't forget, if you'd like to capture all of these memories on film, we have it for you. Videotapes are available from AVS Sports, 5547 Columbia Road. You send a check for $19 at Columbia, Michigan, 48421, or give them a call, 810-793-8889, and they'll be able to give you more information on that as well. 5:16 to play in the third, and this time the kickoff goes right down the middle of the field, and it's going to be picked up there by number 17, Greg Alvis. He goes right up the middle of the field, the 45, almost to the midfield stripe before the ball is fumbled, but I think they're going to call him down.
Once again, they get good field position to start with.
Well, that's a low kick, and that certainly is going to set up a good return. Doesn't give you guys time enough to get down there to set up, and he just ran it right through the middle of the field, Greg Alvis, and certainly now they're just on the other side of the 50-yard line, just shy of the Arrow territory.
Let's see what they do with the ball.
It's 10-7. The Arrows are on top of the Lakers here. 4:51 to play in the third quarter.
And I remember first half, they had no problem driving down the field on Alphonsus. Alphonsus will have to have a big defensive day.
Kennedy up over the 50-yard line, brought down there by number 75, Michael Wilson, but not before he gets a couple of hard-fought yards right there.
That's a big play guy again, Mike Wilson. He's had, what, over 50 tackles this year?
3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up second down. We'll call it 7 as the clock continues to tick down. The Arrows with a 29-yard field goal. The difference in this football game, it is 10-7. Humphrey, the quarterback, now setting his team in Arrow territory. He's got a full backfield. Setting it up, he's going to fake it to Kennedy and go back to throw. Throws it downfield, he's got Hillman, he's got it, 20, 15, 10, touchdown, Ben Hillman of Our Lady of the Lakes. Boy, I'll tell you, that's a big play.
Yeah, you see how Bobby Humphrey, I mentioned on in the first half, he stood back there in the deep pocket. He took a great big hit by number 82 with the blitz coming, and he delivered a strike for a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you, that brought the Laker fans to their feet very quickly. And that brought Coach Mike Boyd as well out to the sidelines a little bit, and he was certainly happy to see that. Right now they're going to set their team. Martin Nij will be the kicker. They are on top 13-10, the Lakers, as they strike quickly. That 47-yard touchdown bomb. And the snap, it's spotted, it's kicked, it's up, and it is good.
That's what I mean. Alphonsus defense, you have to step up because you got a powerhouse over there too. They're 6-2 over there, Our Lady of the Lakes.
And just like that, it's 14-10, and you can see Number 79, Cleo Fulgham, talking to the official, probably saying he might have been held or something like that, having the official to watch it. Let's take a look at that touchdown one more time. Showed no men, split out wide, and here it is. Humphrey throwing the ball downfield, and there's Hillman right there, running out of the screen into the end zone for a touchdown. Boy, everybody really was not looking for a pass play on that, Elston.
That was
Everyone
first
was
down
looking.
again.
Everybody saw everybody lined up in the backfield. No one split out wide, and Hillman snuck out
That's
of
a
the
good
backfield.
call by the coaches. First and long. You might as well. You got nothing to lose. You want to strike back and right back in the game.
You saw Hillman, a 6', 165-pound senior, and there's some of the players right there. Robin Kennedy right there. Number 77, Dave Rinaldo, taking a breather. He's right behind the coach, and the coach certainly going to get them set and ready to play and say, wait a minute, guys, 3 minutes, 58 seconds remaining in the third quarter. A lot of football remaining. 14-10, the Lakers are on top of the Arrows here at the Pontiac Silverdome in this CD-CYO championship football game, and this is going to be a good one.
Mike Boyd
Here's the kickoff.
He knows there's not a lot of over
Takes
Gino's
a high
head.
bounce, and that's going to be a touchback as it bounces into the end zone. Last time they got a great bounce, of course, the Lakers, and they forced them to pick it up. But this time it's going to go into the end zone, and they'll set it at the 20-yard line. And that is where St. Alphonsus, the Arrows, are going to be taking over, finding themselves down 14-10.
That's right. Mike Boyd, like I was going to say, he's not going to find himself battling against the clock. He wants to stay ahead of the score. That way the clock is no factor to him.
Well, now the St. Alphonsus once again will set their team with the quarterback Joe Wilchelski. Gino Williams and Chris Connell will be in the backfield. You know, we talked about teams and how they could pass, and we hadn't really seen it much today, but now all of a sudden the Lakers have come out of their shell with it, and we'll see perhaps, if we don't see Wilchelski perhaps put it up with a couple of big play wide receivers that they have. It's Connell and Williams in the backfield in the I formation. Wilchelski pitches it out to Williams. He's got some room up over the 20, trying to get outside of the 25, 26, 27, 28-yard line before he's brought down.
I don't think they're going to go up top, Alphonsus, that is, because, you know, they got a big back with Gino. They're going to keep him on the ground, control the clock. They know they can score with Gino on the ground. Why go up top?
Young man down on the field now. Looks like it might be an ankle. 3:40 to play here in the third quarter. The score, the Lakers 14, the Arrows 10. And there's Coach Kennedy now looking out to his field. He'll be getting his team set to try to somehow combat this this thunder and lightning that took place in Ben Hillman and, of course, quarterback Bobby Humphrey as they set it up for 48 yards and a touchdown. And just like that, 14-10, the Lakers now on top, and the Lakers have come here to play. When we take a look at Robin Kennedy, both sides of the ball, Elston, he's been doing it inside.
He is producing. I can't see what number that is down for Our Lady of the Lakes, but like you said, Kennedy is producing.
Well, the young man is up on his feet, and it looks like number 18, Casey McClory, he's been a big factor, but looks like he is up and about.
Yeah, you don't want to lose him because he's also been a factor too. He's one of your starting backs in the backfield.
But he looks okay, but he just got shaken up a little bit, perhaps a twisted ankle, but he walks off under his own power there near the sideline.
Let's see what the Lakes do on defense. If Kennedy step up and make a big play, I think they should be all right.
Wilchelski, the first man through, giving it to Caudle, and he is hit and met and dropped right there at the 26-yard line. Loses 2 yards on that one. Number 75, he moved in and moved him out. Stephen Wandering picking him up and putting him down. The 6', 230-pound senior did what he had to do and made his presence felt.
Oh, he showed a little emotion after that hit, like he was in big-time wrestling there, didn't he?
Oh, he was happy with that, and that's a big, big play because that sets it up now. Third down, we'll call it 4 at the 26-yard line. You can see him getting his football team fired up and the fans wanting them to get into this football game. They've been relatively quiet until the big plays happen.
You got to put the ball in Gino's hands if you want to be successful. Let's see what they do.
Wilchelski sets it up this time.
And
he gives the ball to Gino. He gets inside at the 25, 26, 27-yard line.
Nothing there.
May have got a yard. It's going to bring up a fourth down, and they have stopped him, but we have a penalty marker down on the field.
Boy, I tell you, that defense for Our Lady of Lakes, they are emotional right now. They are really up.
Check that. It wasn't a marker, just a yellow sock I saw from the St. Alphonsus football team. And when they're getting up, it looks like there's a flag on the field somewhere. 2 minutes, 18 seconds to play here in the third quarter, bringing up a fourth down situation, 4th and 3. The Lakers are on top, 14-10 here in this championship football game. And it looks like they're lining up like they're going to go for it almost. Wilchelski is the punter. He lines up on his own 16-yard line.
And he is kind of close.
There's the snap, but he's going to kick it away, and it's high and not very deep. It's going to hit at the 46.
May get a roll.
Gets a little bit of a roll to about the 49-yard line. Not a bad punt by Wilchelski. Gets it out there a little bit. But now St. Alphonsus has to play some defense. They've got to come up and stop the big play. Just when they stop Kennedy, they've got Hillman coming out of the backfield. And, of course, Bobby Humphrey can certainly throw this football. There's number 79 for St. Alphonsus. He's one of the big men, Cleo Fulgham, that's going to be called on to stop this attack of the Our Lady of the Lakes. Ball is resting on just the other side of the 50-yard line.
St. Alphonsus has got to stop giving them ball in such great field position. This is the ball over the 50, on 49 now in their own territory.
Humphrey looking over that big defensive line, this time running the option. He's going to keep it himself, pitches it late to Kennedy, who has been in the backfield, but eludes a tackle, gets up over the 50 to the 49-yard line, may have gotten about a yard out of it, and he earned every bit of that one.
Oh, I tell you, Neil O'Donnell, number 12 for our ladies, he made a block and he laid on top of the guy.
It was a big, big hit by the quarterback O'Donnell, or check that by the running back. Humphrey checking it back in now with the play.
That's how you want it done. You want to block the guy, take him out to play totally by laying on top of him, do whatever you can so he don't get back into the play.
Ball is on the 49-yard line, 2nd down and 9. It is Casey McClory back into the football game. He was the injured football player back into it. This time he's the first man through, and 45, 40, moving into the 35-yard line. There was nothing wrong with him there as he barreled it up through in the middle of the field for a Laker first down.
Inside trap worked very well. You got the defense thinking that you're going to do an outside power, outside pitch, and then boom, you kick it right back inside with a trap play. Good call by the coach.
Ball is resting on the Arrow 36-yard line. 22 seconds to play here in this third quarter. The Lakers are on top 14-10. Look at that play again. The trap worked to perfection. And you can see that McClory is so fast, he was running out of the cameraman's
It's a good call with coach by Mike Boyd. Coach.
McClory close and Kennedy deep. This time it's going to be Kennedy with the football. Met in the backfield right there by 3 Arrow defenders, and they came moving right in as if they were in the playbook. Number 55, of course, is Zoltan McSide. Number 75, Michael Wilson, in on that play as well.
We've been calling that number out all day. Mike Wilson, Mike Wilson, Mike Wilson. And once again, Mike Wilson comes up with an outstanding play.
Coach Kennedy certainly happy with that as we end the third quarter. The score, the Lakers 14, the Arrows 10. But the Lakers are moving the football here as we get ready to start the fourth quarter action. Don't forget, I'll tell you, a lot of kids have been participating here in this 1995 Prep Bowl. Not only kids, but a lot of alumni, a lot of other people outside of the organizations, and they have all gotten together to make the 1995 Prep Bowl one successful day of high school football here. Right now, it's 14-10. The Lakers are on top of the Arrows. Don't forget, these tapes are certainly available at the Advanced Video Service. You can pick them up for just $19. Mail it to 5547 Columbiaville Road, Columbia, Michigan. Columbiaville, Michigan, 48421, or give them a call, 810-793-8889. And they'll be more than happy to talk to you, give you more information on that. The fans are on their feet here, greeting both teams as they get set for this fourth quarter action. It has been a great 36 minutes of football, and we can only anticipate, as the crowd in the Silverdome getting up, we can only anticipate another great 12 minutes for the finals of this CD Championship football game. It's 2nd down and 14. The ball is resting on the 39-yard line.
That's right, Chris. It's going to be an exciting fourth quarter. We got a close game here. We got a 4-point difference in the lead here. This game can go either way right now. We got Lakers with the ball.
Humphrey now will set his football team. He's going to send up number 24. You know his name, Ben Hillman, up to the top of your screen. 2 men in the backfield, and O'Donnell the quick flanker. This time it's out to McClory. He's halfback pass, looks downfield, going to have to keep it. He's got some problems. He's at his own 40-yard line.
He got
Throws
open
it out
man.
there to an open man at the 45, the 40, eludes a tackle at the 35-yard line, and that is a big, big play. Number 17, Greg Alvis, was the safety valve on that play. And I'll tell you, McClory needed a safety valve because he was back at his own 40-yard line.
I was hoping to just get rid of the ball, wouldn't take that big loss, but he did just the right thing. He waited with the patience. He scrambled a little bit and found an open man, dumped it off to him for positive yardage. Good play.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 7. And what a big play. You saw the halfback pass coming, but the Arrows had no part of it. They immediately came into the play, pressured him. And of course, I'll tell you, McClory made a great athletic play. He certainly is a great athlete to pull that one off, throwing it on the run. 3rd and 7. Humphrey this time pitches it out. Picks it up, Elvis out to the outside, down to the 30-yard line before he is down. Greg Elvis, the ball carrier on that one. Let's take a look at that option play one more time by the Lakers.
I think the Lakers see something here we don't see, Chris. They running plays to the outside. That's 2 consecutive plays. They wanted to do this play here, which was a halfback pass.
I'll tell you, McClory really did a great job to turn around and get that ball into Elvis's hands. And Elvis, of course, was the ball carrier on the next down. 4th down, we'll call it 4, and they are going to go for it with the ball resting on the 30-yard line. Humphrey comes in with the play. 11:38 remaining here in this football game. The Lakers certainly know that they have got to keep control of this football and perhaps put some points on the board. 4th down, we'll call it 4.
Double tight, motion man to the left.
It's a quick pitch out to Kennedy. He's up over the 30, 29, 28, got to get to the 25, does to the 23-yard line. He's got a Laker first down. That was a big, big play. Cleo Fulgham in on the tackle there, but they gave it to their money man. And that, of course, is Robin Kennedy. He moved around, running to the short side of the field, and Robin Kennedy again coming up with the big play when they need it.
That's exactly a big play. He wanted to control the ball, stay in bounds, stuck his head down, and got the first down for positive yards.
And what does this do? Keeps the football with them, and of course runs some more time off the clock.
Especially while they got your lead. That's all you want to do. Now your biggest opponent is the clock. You want to run the clock down.
1st and 10 now for the Lakers. They're on the 23-yard line. This time, first man through, gets the football. And that looks like O'Donnell, the ball carrier. It is, as he came in on the counter, picks up about 7 yards, call it 6, before he is brought down. Bring up a 2nd down, we'll call it 4.
Alphonsus defense going to step up now. They're going to shut them down right now and get the ball back because they're down. They cannot afford another score.
Ball is on the 17-yard line now. As you mentioned, 2nd down and 4. Kennedy, O'Donnell in the backfield. And it is 14-10. They send O'Donnell in motion. This time it's going to be Kennedy with the ball. He moves it up in the middle, twisting and spinning all the way up. Bubbles the football, and it's picked up there by Gino
He has no one to beat.
25,
One man to beat. He got a blocker.
Got it at the 45. Midfield strike. 40-yard line. Needs another block. 30, 20. Out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Gino Williams comes up with a big, big play, and the fans here at the Arrows are on their feet. They were sitting back in their seats thinking, oh my, they're going to go in for another score. And look at the big man, Gino Williams, picking up that fumbled football and moving it all the way down to the 20-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for the Arrows.
I think I just jinxed the Lakers.
Let's take a look at that play one more time and watch how it developed. Kennedy was moving well with the football, lost it there as Caudle hit him, and there's Gino Williams picking it up. And watch the block here by number 75, Michael Wilson, again, right there. And moving it down the field. And boy, that's a long way to run as he's picking him up and putting him down, and Neil O'Donnell runs him out of bounds before he can make it into the end zone.
That's exactly what they need. They needed a big play. You haven't had to have a turnover at that point because you don't want the Lakers to go in with another score.
Well, it's 10:02 to play here in this football game. The Lakers are on top 14-10, but the Arrows of St. Alphonsus now have the football, and football is a game of emotion. And if it is a game of emotion, you know right now that the Arrows certainly have picked it up.
We got a man down, Chris. You know, the best thing, I hate to say the best thing about this for Alphonsus is they can take advantage of this and let Gino take a little breather. Gino hasn't had all his wind in today, but all he needs is a couple play rest, and he's back in there. This way they can have a little break. Gino get right back in there, and he may be the factor.
Dick Kennedy, of course, telling his troops now's the time to put that ball in the end zone, put us back on top here. And of course, Mike Boyd needs to try to rally his troops and tell them, okay, relax a little bit. It happened, but we have got to now set our defense and try to shut down this St. Alphonsus Arrow football team. 10:02 to play here in the game.
Oh, what a bad break for our Lady Lakes. They was in driving, scoring position, had to sustain a beautiful drive.
But now it's going to be Joe Wilchelski setting his football team.
And Gino's not in the game.
Gino is not in the game, obviously a little tired.
That could hurt the Alphonsus right now. You want to have him out there.
And this time it's Wilchelski back to throw, looking downfield. He's pressured. He's going to eat the ball right there at the 26-yard line. Number 12, Neil O'Donnell, in there on the play.
Now we got two players on Lakers that's stepping up. We got Kennedy on offense and defense. Now we got O'Donnell on offense and defense.
And keep in mind, O'Donnell was the player that caught Geno Williams at the 20-yard line on that fumble return.
That's right.
And he is right there on the first play. Let's take a look at that again one more time. Wilchelski back to throw, and here comes O'Donnell right from the backside, pulling him down and throwing him down there at the 27-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 17. Clock continues to tick. 9:25 remaining here in the football game. Neil O'Donnell, the 6', 170-pound senior, has stepped in and said, if you're going to come my way, this is the way you got to get beat to a Class CD championship. Wilchelski with only one man in the backfield. You guessed it, Geno Williams. Pitches it out to Williams. He's trying to get outside.
Oh, he got blockers.
25, got some room. Almost pulled down from behind and stopped just shy of the 20-yard line. Going to be short of the first down.
He gets him back to the original yard line of the scrimmage.
Yes. Almost to the 20-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down. We will call it a short 11 or a long 10.
8:50 to go in the game here, Chris. Well, we got a thriller.
Geno Williams still in that football game now. He's the man that they're going to be looking for as the Arrows now looking for that first championship in 20 years. Williams setting it up now. He is deep as a lone setback. 3rd down and 10. Wilchelski under center. This time, pitch out to Williams. He's going to try to get outside. He eludes a tackler at the 30. Hit right there by O'Donnell. Pulls him over the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Neil O'Donnell with on that play as number 23, Ryan Felice. And that brings up 4th down and a short 10. Call it 9.
I think they was trying to get the ball in the center for a field goal, just in case they had to.
Let's take a look at that hit one more time by Felice and O'Donnell. There's the pitch. Here it comes. Right there, you see him tying him up, and there's that second hit there coming in as making sure that there was no way Williams was going to be able to get away in this one.
They're going for it, Chris. 4th and 11, 4th and 9.
4th down and 9. This is a big, big play. Wilchelski, Geno Williams lines up in a flanker position. He's got one man in the backfield and Chris Caudill. He's back to throw. Wilchelski being pressured, throws the screen to Caudill. Caudill gets out over the 15, but that's where he's going to eat the football. Number 18, Casey McClory coming up with a 1st down saving tackle. The junior 6', 175-pounder pulled him down from behind, and he's able to pull Chris Caudill down, who's a big man himself, 185-pound, 6-foot senior, but McClory coming up with a big play as a junior, and I'm impressed with the way some of these young guys of the Lakers have been playing all day.
Especially O'Donnell. He came in from the blitz position. Now that was a good call by the coach, but I guess O'Donnell picked it out perfectly, applied the pressure, and made
a big play.
Throw the ball a little bit early.
Under 7 minutes to play here in this football game now. Humphrey giving the ball to Kennedy. He's trying to get outside and does. Up over the 20, 25, beats his man, 40,
he's gonna go.
45, midfield strike. He's got a man to beat. He's pulled down from behind, but not before he gets all the way down at the 33-yard line. And just like that, lightning strikes again. Robin Kennedy making up for that fumble earlier in this 4th quarter, and he rambles down the field, caught from behind though at the 32-yard line. Let's take a look at this play one more time from the end zone camera and see how he rakes it away on the outside. There he is down the field, and there is I think that's number 20, and that of course is Sean Dorsey pulling him down from behind, saving a touchdown. 6:24 remaining in this football game. Everybody is on their feet.
Our Lady Lakes will not be denied today. They won that championship.
O'Donnell again in motion. This time it's a first man through. McClory, Casey McClory up over the 30-yard line, is going to pick up a couple of yards, bring up a 2nd down.
Alphonsus got to keep their head up. They're playing an excellent ball game. They know they can make the big play. They just got to believe in themselves and get it done. 2nd
down and 8. The offense of Our Lady of the Lakes certainly knowing now this is our time, folks. We were down here before and didn't cash in. This time they want to put it in the end zone and try to put this game out of reach as the clock continues to tick. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Ball is resting on the 30-yard line. A full backfield lined up for the Lakers. Humphrey, the quarterback, setting his football team, and this time he's back to throw. Looks downfield. He's got a man open, his tight end, but he overthrows him. I think that ball was tipped at the line. Pass intended for number 89, Mike Kennedy, but again, I think that pass was tipped just somewhere over the line.
Humphrey went for the wrong guy. We had number 24, which is Ben Hillman, wide open over there in the flats, and he didn't see him. Did not see him.
5:33 to play here in this football game. 3rd down, we'll call it 8. Once again, the Lakers down deep and now need to try to take something out of it, get something away. Humphrey under center. Quick pitch out to Kennedy. Kennedy's trying to find some room, find a hole. 30, 29, 28, 27, brought down there at the 26-yard line. Short of the first down, but the clock continues to run. Smart young man, staying in bounds, making sure that that clock continues to go. Now it's decision time.
What did you do?
For Mike Boyd. It's 4th down, and we'll call it, we're going to call it 5. And now he's going to set his football team, and I think they're going to go for it.
This is fourth down territory, so you might as well. You have nothing to lose. If you don't make it, you put them in a deep field, bad field position, way deep in their own territory.
Well, here we go, 4th down and 5, under 5 minutes to play. The Lakers on top, 14-10, and it's Humphrey back to throw. Looks for a man, he's got him. Oh, and a big hit right there. He is thrown for number 12. Neil O'Donnell, he had it in his hands, and he dropped it. Number 34, James Rios came up and put it to him, and he dropped the football. That is a big, big play by that young man.
That's exactly what the defense needed. They've been putting out big plays after big plays, and they come to play today. I tell you, they will not be tonight. They don't want to give up the championship. 20 years and now they're going for it.
James Rios, I'll tell you, made a big, big hit. O'Donnell had the ball in his hands and a first down, but Rios was timing it perfectly. A big hit. It falls incomplete, and with 4 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock, St. Alphonsus is running out of time, down by 4.
Now you got to remember, Alphonsus haven't passed the ball all day.
Wilchelski this time passes it out to Gino Williams.
And
Williams looking downfield. He's got his man Micah Hill, but it's intercepted. It's intercepted by number 32, Jerry Wilson. He had Micah Hill. Hill had a step on him, but
a little bit
Gino Williams couldn't throw it far enough.
Keep your head up, Gino. You're playing an excellent game. Now you got to get back to play some defense. He's putting his head down for no reason. Like we said, Alphonsus haven't thrown the ball all day. They go to a halfback pass, which was open, just a little bit underthrown.
Let's take a look at it again. Williams setting himself, throwing it downfield, hit just after he threw it. And a nice play there, again, by number 32, Jerry Wilson, to pull that ball down. And I'll tell you, as well, Micah Hall was in there playing defender, and it was a nice, nice interception there. Jerry Wilson, a 5'9". Look at the juniors, again, coming up with a big play here.
That's right. You got to find some production in anywhere you can. No matter if it's junior, sophomore, senior, you got to get it done.
Humphrey now under center with an unbalanced line, and O'Donnell in motion. Pitches out to Kennedy. He's deep in his own backfield. Needs to somehow find a hole. Does. Up over the 45, 46, 47-yard line.
Oh, David Rios, you got brothers on the team. Boy, did he drive his opponent all with 5 yards in the backfield. Was able to wave off the block and still get over there and make the play.
3 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in this football game. The Lakers are on top of the Arrows, 14-10. Robin Kennedy has been the difference in this ball game. He has come up with big play after big play for the Lakers. And coach for the Arrows, Dick Kennedy, is trying to find some way now to get his club back into this football game. They're lining up with the I formation. They, of course, being the Lakers.
Still plenty of time on the clock for the Arrows.
O'Donnell is in motion. This time Humphrey gives it to Kennedy. Right up the gut. He's up over the midfield stripe. Met there at the 49-yard line where he is brought down.
You may want to take a timeout right here. Yeah, perfect time for a timeout.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down situation. And I think they did call the timeout. The Arrows call a timeout here with 3 minutes to play in the ball game. 3rd down, we're going to call it almost 4 yards, about 3.5 yards to go. And they need a big first down, of course, the Lakers, if they are going to continue to hold the football. And, of course, the Arrows have to come up with a stop here. And now Dick Kennedy is going to try to set his football. Timeouts left. The Lakers have 3. St. Alphonsus using their first one. They have 2 timeouts to go here in this football game. Just 3 minutes to play, but they find themselves trailing by 4 points. And it's going to have to take a big, big play once again by the defense. And they've been doing it, Elston, all day long.
They have been doing it. I would not be worried about my defense. I'll be more concerned with my offense because the defense haven't made the plays. Once they do make the play, stop them. We have to be able to execute on offense. Get the ball in the end zone. Good.
I'll tell you, don't forget, this is an exciting football game, and you're going to want to see this over and over again, especially if you have family involved in this. Get your videotape from AVS Sports, 5547 Columbiaville Road, Columbiaville, Michigan. Send a check or money order for $19, 48421. Or if you need more information, or you want to order so many you don't think they can come through the mail, you want to come and pick them up, 810-793-8889. And they will certainly help you out there. Well, there's the defensive coordinator for the Arrows, and he is hoping that his defense can do it one more time. Humphrey is under center now. Third down, he fumbles the snap. He fumbles the snap, and I think he is able to fall back on top of it.
That doesn't help him none. That was a good play. I mean, that's what Alphonsus wants. Anything on their side to preserve a victory.
And now it brings up a 4th down and 4 with 2:43 to play, and I think the Arrows are going to take another timeout. They are going to do just that. They trail 14-10. 2 minutes, 43 seconds remaining here in this football game.
Yeah, there's a new rule in the Capital League this year that you really don't need timeouts on the offense because you could just automatically stop the clock down the ball. So you really, now it's the perfect time to use your timeouts.
Let's take a look at that play one more time, see what happened with Humphrey on the snap. I don't know if he never quite caught the handle. It looks like he just dropped it coming out of center.
Oh, yeah, he had the ball in his hand, stepped back, and he was trying to get back too quick, and he lost the ball.
Well, of course, now Coach Dick Kennedy is telling his defense one more time, gentlemen. I almost think that the Lakers will be punting in this situation, but you never know. Coach Kennedy certainly asking them, calm down. If they do punt, don't rough the kicker. Let them punt it. Let us try to make the play with our offense because you have the big play guys. When you look at St. Alphonsus, you're looking at Joe Wilczewski. He's thrown for 14 TDs. Gino Williams has over 5,000 yards in his career, 1,300 yards, and 22 TDs.
Well, I like to have those two players on my team right now.
4th down and 3, and the punting unit is, of course, in for the Lakers. One man is back. Gino Williams.
Okay, now he's getting deep.
There's the snap. The punt, it's up. It's a low kick, but it's end over end. Bounces at the 22-yard line, and fair catch right there by Gino Williams, and there's a flag.
Yeah, that helped. He did wave it off.
You saw Neil O'Donnell kind of get in there a little bit. I don't think he saw the fair catch. And O'Donnell came in and gave him a quick hit. And that's going to be a late hit, and that could tack 15 yards onto this thing.
Boy, you don't want that for our ladies.
Of course, now the officials are going to be conferring, and we have a chance to take a look at this one more time to see exactly if Gino Williams does indeed signal fair catches. The officials are talking about. Let's see. There's Williams. There's the signal. There it is. That's there. And of course, O'Donnell just simply didn't see it.
Well, that he sure did signal. He signaled with both hands just in case the other one didn't work it.
And he did it twice. So of course now O'Donnell certainly has to say, well, that was just one of those mistakes that he didn't catch, but he certainly has played a heck of a football game, and I'm sure he is ready to get set on defense. The ball is resting on the 14-yard line. 2 minutes, 35 seconds, all that remain in this Class CD CYO championship game. Lakers are on top 14-10 over the Arrows, and right now the Arrows, who have hardly moved the ball across the street really in the second half, are getting set to take over. They are going to be marking this football on when they mark it off, 25, 26. Move it a little bit farther.
That's a big penalty for him.
Oh, wait a minute. Now no flag. One flag. I think they're going to re-kick this football.
What call is that?
I see a penalty now against St. Alphonsus, and that is going to give the Lakers a first down.
Offsetting penalties?
This, of course, the CD division of the Catholic High School League. And that is kind of an interesting call there.
Yeah, I would like to know exactly what they call to give the ball up.
I think everyone is confused in this situation because it looked as if St. Alphonsus was going to have the football in some pretty decent field position. The officials confer for a little bit, and once they are finished conferring, they come away and say, well, we'll give a 5-yard penalty to the Arrows. And now the Lakers have the football at the 43-yard line. They have time and the lead.
They would have to be explaining something to me on the sideline as a coach, because that just doesn't make sense.
Kennedy moves the ball up over the 43 to the 42-yard line.
And Kennedy is just accepting that. He's no contest at all.
I'll tell you, he cannot be happy with that as the clock goes down to under 2 minutes. Second down. We'll call it 9. 14-10. The Lakers are on top. Oh my goodness, what a strange turn of events there. But Coach Kennedy is back there, and he's setting his football team, and we'll have to hit her an explanation of this after the football game. Humphrey again, going to keep it on the ground to Kennedy, who's met in the backfield, but he eludes a couple of tacklers up over the 40 to the 39 to 38-yard line. The clock continues to tick.
That's all you want to do is pound it inside. Keep the ball carriers inside, keep the clock running.
It looks as if St. Alphonsus is going to use their last timeout with 1:27 to play here in this football game.
Now I'll be heading right over to the officials saying, what kind of call is that?
And I'll tell you, I really don't understand that. And here comes Coach Kennedy. He's going to bring his team over to the side, as well as right now Coach Mike Boyd is already talking to his Laker football team. St. Alphonsus now no more timeouts. The Lakers have 3, but I don't think that they will be spending any timeouts with 1:27 and a 4-point lead left in this game. I'll tell you, you can see the officials now down on the field still talking about the play. One official raising a hand. I don't know if perhaps he did not signal, they didn't think he signaled the fair catch enough.
Well, I don't think that has nothing to do with the call, because the play have already went over, and they established the fact that whatever had happened, it happened before that play had started. And for them to let the play go on and not make the call stop the play, doesn't make sense to me.
Well, Coach Kennedy has talked to his players, and now with no more timeouts, he needs a stop right here. 3rd down and 6. That's the story. 1:27 remaining. The Lakers have a 4-point lead, 14-10. They have done it on the big play. The last play, a 47-yard touchdown strike to Ben Hillman, and that has given the Lakers the lead following a 29-yard field goal by the Arrows. But it's 14-10 right now. I formation in the backfield. Humphrey under center. 3rd down, we'll call it 6. Kennedy gets the ball. He's up over the right side. He's got a first down at the 30. 25, 20, 15, 10. He is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lakers.
That should do it with 1:20 left on the clock. The Lakers should be very content.
And the Laker fans are on their feet now, and I think they are all but assured. A Class CD championship here in the Catholic High School League. What a big, big run there by, once again, Robin Kennedy, who has done it all day. Let's take a look at that play one more time. There's Kennedy. Look at him just break away, and there's the speed. Good block right there on the outside to set him. And Chris Caudle just could not catch him.
Just a simple dive to the outside. It's an 8-hole, and he was wide open. No outside contain.
Kevin Dick will attempt the extra point. It's up. It's end over end, and it is good. And it is 21-10 with 1:19 remaining here in this football game.
You know, I'm still thinking about that play that they turned the ball up. That was the key of the game. I think what could have happened, Alphonsus could have lined up offsides, which would continue to play, and re-kick, or just 5 yards.
The penalty happening before the fair catch.
Exactly.
But I never saw a flag down near the play. Both flags came out at the 15-yard line. 21-10, though. That's the way it's going to look out. The Lakers on top of the Arrows, and the Arrows no timeouts in 1:19. And they are down, of course, by 11 points, so they can't be happy with that at all. 1:19. And, of course, the Lakers had a 4-point lead, and they were hoping to dissolve it a little bit, but instead, it's 21-10. They are going to kick it off, of course. Gilliam is back. And I'll tell you, the banners are certainly out there. The Lakers have theirs hanging out. And there's a kick now.
If you hear the crowd,
to Gino Williams. He picks it up at the 15, the 20. It gets outside of the 25-yard line. It's going to be hit and drop right there at the 36. Dave Comerford making the tackle.
Look like Gino's still playing like the score is 0-0.
Oh, you know that young man has certainly had a tremendous career here for the Arrows of St. Alphonsus. And he has been a great one for him.
Yeah, you hate to have your last.
109, and certainly good sports are always welcome here, not only at the Pontiac Silverdome, but in high school athletics in particular, especially here at the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. 59 seconds to play here in this football game.
Looks like Gino may be cramping up. He's grabbing his thigh out there.
Well, this AstroTurf, and I'll tell you, it's awfully cold here. I don't know how it is down on the field. Up here in the booth, it's about 52 degrees.
Yeah, he's stretching out on the field. He's tightening up. I would take him out now before you hurt the kid, any injuries. Even if you do score, it won't be enough for you to win the game. So
certainly the Lakers getting their defense on, telling them to stay tough. Still 59 seconds to play in this football game, 21-10. Lakers now looking over that front. Wilchelski back to throw, looking downfield, fires it over to Gino Williams. He catches it, trying to get out of bounds. Tackled right there by number 18, Casey McClary, who pulls him down. And Gino is slow in getting up, but he pops up, and it's a first down for the Lakers, I do believe, depending on where they mark it, going to be just short.
You got to give McCurry credit
Check
on
that. They
tackle.
are going to give him the first down.
Got to give him credit on that tackle because he missed him. He would have been the only man left to stop Gino from scoring.
52 seconds to play now, so they start the clock. Well, he did get out of bounds. 1st and 10 now for the St. Alphonsus Arrows.
This has been an exciting game, Chris.
It has been a great game, and realistically, both teams have played their hearts out. And it's a shame that one of them has to lose. But this time, Wilchelski back to throw. Tries to throw it to Gino Williams, but that pass will fall incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, the score won't reveal, but the game has been a lot closer than what the score reveals.
Really, it's been big plays. Big plays have made an important part of all 3 of the touchdowns by the Our Lady of the Lakes. And St. Alphonsus had a couple of big plays, but certainly at times they were not able to put it in. Specifically, of course, the fumble return all the way down to the 20-yard line. We're never able to capitalize on that.
Sure wasn't. You got to capitalize once you get a big play like that. You want to take a turnover and execute. Always turn it into points.
Wilchelski now setting his team. Chris Caudle is the fullback. Setting up the flank position is Gino Williams. This time he's back to pass. He's going to eat the ball back there at the 27-yard line. Oh my, number 75, Stephen Wandry moved it in, pulled him down, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and a whole lot of real estate. 34 seconds on the clock.
They probably run the same play over because you don't want to stop the clock and waste it down.
Looks as if St. Alphonsus now lining it up. Everybody's lined out to the right. Throws it downfield. That pass is going to fall incomplete. Intended for number 25, J.R. Ledesma. But it will bring up 4th down with 15 seconds on the clock. Clock continuing to run now.
A little understanding on the play. I think J.R. was supposed to be looking to the inside instead of the outside.
Well, that was an incomplete pass.
That's the game.
Seems like the clock should have stopped on an incomplete pass.
I agree.
There should be 10 seconds left here in this football game.
But the fans kind of eager to end this. You know, they want to get the championship celebration going.
Well, I don't know if this football game is over yet or not. Kennedy is obviously upset.
Oh, he had every right to be. I would have been upset with that call when I lost possession of the ball on the punt.
Well, I think they're going to reset 10 seconds back on the clock as there's number 80, Micah Hall, checking back into this football game.
We had some outstanding performances here today from both teams, especially from Gino. I like to see his game-ending stats.
Well, I'll tell you, there's 43 seconds on the clock. I don't know where they're running it down to. When that pass was incomplete, it looked like there was about 10, 11 seconds left on the clock. It looks as if they're signaling maybe 17 seconds. But now they've got 43 seconds. I'll tell you.
I'm sure they had that corrected.
I'm sure that Coach Kennedy would even ask maybe about that flag play one more time. They're trying to figure this out.
They put it down to 18.
18 seconds on the clock. 4th down. This is could be the final play for the St. Alphonsus season. Wilchelski, the quarterback. This time he's going to give the ball to Gino Williams, 35-yard line. He doesn't even make it back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to be down there, and that's where the Lakers are going to take over the football with 16 seconds to play here in this football game, and they lead it 21-10.
Yeah, you don't even have to take a snap there. This game is over. It was an excellent game by both teams.
Hard fought by both teams, and as you mentioned, I'll tell you, both clubs have come in here certainly battling for the CD championship. St. Alphonsus haven't won the championship in 20 years, but they have no reason to hang their heads. That's it. And you can see the Our Lady of the Lakes football team meeting everybody on the field. Certainly is a great day for them, and of course their fans are on their feet cheering them on here at the Pontiac Silverdome. And as they walk out into the middle of the field, they're going to be greeted right there by the Arrows of St. Alphonsus, congratulating both teams on a hard-fought season. And they're just kids. It's tough. It's tough to lose. It's tough to win.
Unfortunately, we got to have a winner. We got to have a loser in this game. Both teams deserve to win.
And of course, they'll go off and they'll be a little upset, but there will be a tomorrow. A reminder that if you'd like a copy of this football game, what a great football game it was with all of the big plays, you can send a check or money or in the amount of $19 to the Advanced Video Service, 5547 Columbiaville Road, Columbiaville, Michigan, 48421. Or give them a call at 810-793-8889. Big plays the story in this football game, and when it's going to be remembered, Robin Kennedy and Gino Williams, as well as Ben Hillman, will be the individuals remembered in bringing a Class CD CYO championship to the Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes Lakers. The final score here from the Pontiac Silverdome, the Lakers 21, the Arrows 10. Have yourself a great evening.